Chak Jumra, Pakistan, a donkey was hit by the Melat Express while crossing the tracks. Fortunately, the donkey was only slightly injured and managed to run off the tracks in a life-or-math moment. A serious railway accident occurred when GMU 230 number 4703 struck a donkey on the tracks. The donkey was struck by the high-speed Khyber Mail 2DN on Chandrat night while crossing the tracks. Because the train was moving fast and the distance was too short, the driver couldn't brake in time, resulting in a direct collision. Near Failabad, Pakistan, a small donkey was killed after being struck by the high-speed Shalimar Express 28DN on the tracks. A serious accident occurred when a truck hit a flock of sheep on the road. Due to the driver's inattention or lack of caution, many sheep were severely injured or killed. A serious accident occurred when a semi-truck collided with 47 antelopes on a road near a wildlife reserve. Due to the truck's high speed and the sudden movement of the herd, many were severely injured or killed on the spot. A donkey suddenly fell off a moving truck, causing an accident due to the high fall. A deer suddenly charged at a moving semi-truck on the road. A deer was suddenly hit by a train while crossing the tracks, creating a shocking and haunting moment. The incident serves as a reminder of the ever-present dangers between railway traffic and wildlife. A deer suddenly ran onto the road and was struck by a large truck, all captured live on camera. A tragic incident occurred when 52 sheepdogs were hit by a car on the road. The serious accident left many injured or dead and temporarily disrupted traffic. The footage captures the alarming moment, highlighting the traffic risks for pets and animals near roads, and serves as a warning for people to always manage and protect their livestock and pets. Every year, thousands of animal lives are lost on the cold, unforgiving tracks. Property, but also pose deadly threats to humans. Today, we step into moments of fate, where just a second of distraction can lead to everlasting tragedy. Railway tracks are not a place for animals or livestock. A wild cow wandered onto the tracks, realizing the danger too late. But this time, fate smiled. At the very last second, it escaped, running from the jaws of death by a hair's breadth. The moose panicked and ran along the tracks as the train thundered behind. The horn blared continuously, and steel wheels ground on the rails in a heart-stopping, tense moment. In just a few short seconds, this life-or-math chase highlighted the fragility of nature against humanity's immense power. The aggressive moose stood right on the tracks, seemingly challenging the oncoming train. It didn't run, but growled and stomped in a heart-stopping, tense moment. This insane confrontation showed wild instincts clashing head-on with the cold power of steel. Two moose ran alongside the moving freight train, keeping just a hair's breadth distance. They sped up, changed direction, as if racing endurance against the massive steel machine. The moose suddenly appeared on the tracks, forcing the train to slam on the brakes and come to a complete stop. Not backing down, it turned to face the train, as if fighting back against the massive iron machine. That tense moment left onlookers stunned at the wild animal's sheer audacity. In Canada, a moose panicked and ran along the tracks as the train approached from behind. The video quickly went viral, showing the danger when wildlife encounters railway tracks. Two massive bears suddenly appeared right in front as the mountain coaster train sped downhill. In a heart-stopping moment, they stood tall in the wild just a few meters away from the riders. The CN train at Jasper almost barreled straight into a dense herd of moose and deer appearing on the tracks. In a heart-stopping moment, the horn blared repeatedly as the train braked hard to ensure the safety of the deer and moose. Unbelievable. In the very last moment, the bear leapt to avoid the high-speed train barreling toward it. A fierce grizzly bear appeared right on the tracks in Banff National Park, Alberta, Canada, facing the oncoming train head-on. It growled, standing its ground as if fighting the massive iron machine in the water. Every year, thousands of animal lives silently vanish on the cold railway tracks. Train collisions with animals not only cause severe property damage, but also put humans in deadly danger. Just one moment of distraction, and the consequences may never be undone. Tracks are no place for roaming livestock. Loose pens, careless management, all of it can lead to tragedy. Two goats slowly step across the tracks, completely ignoring the train whistle blaring. The train, a massive steel giant weighing thousands of tons, barrels forward at a speed it cannot stop. The impact force is enough to destroy any creature in its path. Just one moment of inattention can turn into a lifelong nightmare. There are moments when a slow goat can be sucked right under the train, its whole body trembling on the line between life and death. Amazingly, if it reacts quickly and runs, survival is still possible. What do you think? Could a miracle happen again? Not everyone is so lucky. A small panicked goat tries to get off the tracks, but the sound of steel wheels is too close. In the blink of an eye, it's all over. Small animals can sometimes survive by slipping through the narrow gap beneath the train, but for larger creatures like donkeys or cows, the chances are almost zero. Their bodies simply cannot escape that deadly gap. Farmers must take responsibility. Livestock cannot be left to fate. Strict management not only protects the animals, but also safeguards livelihoods and human safety. Every loss ultimately stems from human carelessness. And the scariest thing isn't the power of the train, but our own indifference. After every tragedy, do we truly wake up? Or will it all repeat again just because of a moment of inattention? What do you think we need to do to reduce these heartbreaking accidents? Railway tracks are not a place for livestock, but a cow still risked crossing, ignoring the train's whistle tearing through the air. In an instant, the tragedy was sealed. A train, a machine weighing thousands of tons, barrels forward at unstoppable speed. Freely near railway tracks. Safe enclosures need to be built and strict management enforced. The entire flock of sheep suddenly surged onto the tracks, blocking the oncoming train. The train had to slow down and stop to ensure the safety of both the sheep and the passengers on board. A stray dog wandered along the tracks and realized the train was coming too late. But unfortunately, the tragedy occurred. The train was speeding toward the tracks when it suddenly collided with two sheep that appeared in its path. A serious accident was averted just in time when the shepherd quickly spotted the approaching train at Manjari Budro. Thanks to his alertness and immediate reaction, he herded the flock off the tracks by a hair's breadth. At Kotlakpat station, a buffalo crossed the tracks just as the train was speeding toward it and was struck head-on. A large buffalo suddenly charged right in front of the train at Raiwind Station, Pakistan. In a heart-stopping moment, it managed to veer off the tracks and narrowly escape disaster. A horrifying moment unfolded as the train suddenly barreled toward and collided with a herd of buffalo on the tracks, all captured unintentionally. This heartbreaking incident serves as a serious warning. Never bring livestock near railway areas to avoid tragic accidents. While in motion, the 2,477 Jodhpur-Jaipur Intercity Express suddenly collided with a cow crossing the tracks. The accident happened in an instant, captured live, showing the danger when livestock enters railway areas. It's time for stronger and stricter management measures. Railway authorities and stations need more than just fences. Every year, thousands of animals lose their lives on railway lines. These dangerous collisions not only cause severe property damage, but also pose a direct threat to human lives. Just a moment of negligence, one uncontrolled decision, can lead to irreversible consequences. Trains are among the most dangerous forms of transportation, moving at extremely high speeds and carrying massive weight, making it nearly impossible to stop. Allowing livestock and animals to roam near railway tracks is an extremely serious, hidden danger. When faced with a blaring horn, most animals panic and run along the tracks, an instinctive reaction that is tragically deadly. Large animals like cows, donkeys, or goats almost never have a chance of surviving when a collision happens because their bodies can't fit through the narrow space beneath the train. Their bodies cannot pass through the narrow gaps beneath train cars, and the outcome is almost always death. Farmers must closely manage their livestock and never allow them to roam freely in areas with railway tracks. A stray dog wandered onto the tracks and realized the train was coming too late. But fortunately, it found a gap and quickly ran off the tracks safely. After tragedies like these, do farmers truly learn their lesson? Or will history keep repeating itself just because of a moment of distraction? What about you? How can we reduce these heartbreaking accidents? A small donkey, panicked and full of fear, struggled desperately to get off the tracks, but the train was too close. Unfortunately, it was already too late. A train accident was captured live when the speeding train collided with an animal crossing the tracks. The moment happened in the blink of an eye, but was haunting, exposing the brutal clash between the power of steel and the fragility of wildlife. The coaster car stopped just a few centimeters from the animal, narrowly escaping disaster. But the fear lingered on. A cow tried to cross the tracks, ignoring the oncoming train's horn. In the blink of an eye, the collision became unavoidable. The train is one of the deadliest machines on Earth, moving at terrifying speeds and carrying the massive weight of dozens of cars. The fate of this moose seemed already sealed. Tens of thousands of sheep roamed freely across the vast plains, but in the distance, the train horn sounded, growing louder and closer. Fortunately, the train driver was able to control the speed in time and guide the flock safely off the tracks, with all the sheep unharmed. An accident was captured live in Amaravati when a high-speed train kept sounding its horn but still collided with a goat crossing the tracks. A small goat panicked, struggling in desperation as the train drew too close. And then it fortunately and safely escaped the train. This cow completely ignores the piercing warning bell of the oncoming train. It seems far too late to fix the cattle herder's mistake. Just 1 second of delay, and fragile lives stand helpless before a high-speed train. Will this poor dog be lucky enough to survive? Too fast, too dangerous. There's no time to brake, no time to swerve, and the outcome is often brutally devastating. Every year, thousands of animals lose their lives on railway tracks. These dangerous collisions not only cause severe damage, but also put human lives at risk. Today we're taking a closer look at these heartbreaking incidents and why just a single moment of carelessness can lead to the worst possible consequences. Never allow livestock to roam freely near railway tracks. Build strong protective fences and enforce strict management measures. This moment of luck was truly remarkable. The goat walked along the edge of the tracks despite the danger, but managed to avoid the train and escape without a single injury. An unfortunate goat was struck by the Suheldev Express right on the railway tracks in India. It happened so fast that no one could intervene, leaving passers-by both shocked and heartbroken. The lucky cat survived a close call near the tracks as the train passed by. Thankfully, it wasn't injured. This clever cat just had a heart-pounding adventure near the tracks. Once in motion, stopping them is nearly impossible. A single careless moment can turn into an irreversible tragedy. A stray cat wandered onto the tracks and realized the train was coming far too late. But thanks to sheer luck, a tragedy was avoided. On a quiet stretch of CSX railway, an unexpected moment unfolded as a deer wandered near the tracks while a train came rushing in. In a split second, the deer showed lightning-fast reflexes, dodging the train and escaping safely. Meanwhile, the few small animals that survive do so only by luck, and that's never something we can rely on. Many tragedies have happened simply because of human carelessness. Poorly managed livestock and wildlife, inadequate fencing, and a lack of proper responsibility have led to heartbreaking deaths. Not only do animals pay the price, but railway operations are also severely disrupted, causing major losses to society and putting passengers in dangerous situations. A cow tried to cross the tracks, ignoring the blaring train horn rushing toward it. In an instant, the collision became unavoidable. So heartbreaking. A stray dog wandered onto the tracks and realized the train was coming far too late. One reckless step, one impulsive decision, that's all it takes to leave a wound that never truly heals. After tragedies like these, do farmers truly wake up? Or will history keep repeating itself again and again because of a single moment of negligence? On highways, similar situations happen as well. Livestock suddenly appearing on the road leaves many drivers with no time to react. Just 1 second of distraction, not enough time to brake or swerve, and a serious accident can happen. Even in cases where disaster is narrowly avoided, the trauma and psychological shock can haunt the driver for the rest of their life. What's important to emphasize is that the animals are not to blame. They were only acting on their instinct to survive.